Diano Sage, a very, very good morning to you, or good afternoon to you, from wherever you are watching this from. Diano Sage TV is a dream come true for me. I've always wanted to find ways to showcase African culture, to make people understand more of some of the things that they need to know. You understand? So today we would have very own daddy, a great man, father of all, high priest, Osevige Ebohon. So we're going to be talking to him about African religion and witchcraft. All right. This is a PhD student. You are doing research. Where are you from?
I'm from Benin. Uniben.
Okay, welcome. Rami, come on. Control. Good to have you here. All right. Again, this is Diano Sage, reporting live from Ebohon Cultural Center here in Benin City, along off Dumais Road. If you are ever in Edo State, I want you to check out this place. It's extremely beautiful, a lot to learn from here, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Of course, Rami, Domo, Aba. You know, last time I came here with the German ambassador, a lot of persons watch our videos, and we're very curious and wanted to know more about the African religion and witchcraft. And a lot of persons says that you are one man in the world that publicly admits that he is a wizard. A lot of people are very scared of that. And I think it is important that you let people know that witchcraft is not only about doing bad. There are some good witches or wizards. You understand? So we want to be talking more about African religion and letting people know what is African religion. That's our first question. What is African religion?
First of all, let me apologize for keeping you late for 2
hours.
Daddy,
we can wait for 2 days.
It's a social coincidence. You can see because I'm traveling soon. A lot of clients came in from everywhere. One just came from Australia. So there is no problem. Thank you very much. And coincidentally, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 members of the World Council for Indigenous Religion. 4 of them. You have Abiyaga with the dreadlock. You have Chief Agwebo. You have Nosau, who I nicknamed Ewase. It's not an Ewase, it's a chief and a herbalist on his own right. And then the Babalawo there, Dr. Chris, is the head of a bunch of ATR, African Traditional Religion. Well, viewers, I welcome you to this show. Thank you very much. The African antelope said they should help him to thank the hunter's wife who did not know her and started giving her a kiss. African traditional religion cannot be discussed in isolation. Let me start with religion. What is religion? Until about 43 years ago, no dictionary on earth had a good definition of religion because they were scared to define it because it would be meaningless. So one time, religious giants from Christianity, Pentecostalism, Buddhism, name it, and then African traditional religion, for which I was a representative. We tried to define religion, we couldn't, or they couldn't. So generally, they were saying serving or worshiping the man who created us. Then I said, it's not a sufficient definition on its own. I said, I will simply define religion as man's search for his creator to do him reverence, unquote. So you will see I will be fidgeting with picking up. We are under a tree that is almost 1,000 years old. Right. So ants are dropping from this because they are flowering now, and the honey in them attracts a lot of insects and so on and so forth. So don't say, what is he picking on his body? So if you were here, you will do the same thing. Or tamami dobo eta. When you are talking and there is no disturbance, it doesn't get long. So maybe I'm looking for a way to get 1 hour. Anyway, that is just a joke because I can open my mouth and talk for 5 hours without having a break. So I have defined religion simply. Today, the world has been ruined by religion. The world ruined by religion. Cardinal Rossi something, a very pious Roman Catholic, when he was dying a few years ago, he said the Catholic Church, unquote, is now empty, and their cassocks and surplices need to be purified, and finally there should be a reformation in the Roman Catholicism, beginning from the Vatican City. Then, unquote. Then he said further that they, the Catholics, should examine themselves critically and exhaustively what they should do to put Roman Catholic on track of holiness and purity once more. Well, as I always say, I respect Roman Catholicism and the Jehovah's Witnesses. Not that they are the most holy or the holiest on earth, but because their approach to religion is still very clean and pure, whereas others have mutilated religion, except ATRO, which is an African traditional religion. It is a religion of the old. We will go further. As I told Odion Osaya, I said, our discussion today is going to be critically panoramic. We won't be too specific on one something, so that eventually your questions will push us to further inquiries. Sure. So, as I was saying, Roman Catholic and Jehovah's Witnesses, they haven't purified, they haven't corrupted their own too much. Not that they are quite clean, because when you are talking religion, if you go out a bit, it becomes religious politics, which I don't want to go into. Right. But let me say one thing. When a reverend came from Switzerland to see me about 37 years ago.
From Switzerland?
Yes, he told me, unquote, if you convert an African into a religion other than that to which he originally belongs, you make him or her a child of two cultures. And then when he or she is passing through life's vicissitudes, it goes back to the one he originally lost. Sure. I remember one lady married to a reverend, a Pentecostal reverend. Quote me anywhere. Those looking, let them quote, especially the Pentecostal worshippers. So the woman's only child was attacked by conversion or a pakara in Benin, Ahe. So she had the Bible with her in the room. He didn't carry it. He ran to the husband inside the church when he was on the pulpit giving a sermon. Then he said, Pastor, a pakara has caught our child, or their child, not my child. Then, instead of the pastor saying, kneel down, my wife, put the baby like that and let us pray. They didn't read the psalm. They said, go and meet people like Ebohon or Dede behind the Igesu Obo's back house.
This is a true life story.
Yes, true life story. So, it's to tell you that if you convert me to Christianity or anything, when my enemy has problem, I must look for the Obo, because that is the truth.
So you sir, you truly believe that, from what you are telling us now, you truly believe that religion has a major role or a major effect into this community?
Yes, because we have been wrongly brainwashed, and a lot of us have left the original religion, and we are having problems. In 1999, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, General Olusegun Obasanjo, is one of the most intelligent human beings in the world today. He went to address the Catholic Synod, then Bishop Synod. Then he said, unquote, I can't remember it verbatim, he said there are many churches in Nigeria today and the crimes have increased. Then he said, our men of God who call themselves men of God, you are growing fat or whatever, and your members are growing lean. You should examine it. Then he also said that some of your worshippers, they come with a lot of money, they are stinkingly rich. You did not ask them where they get the money. You take it whether fair or foul. Sure. That was how he put it. It's in a book called God is Not for Sale by Osemi Ebohon. It was published from a lecture I gave at the Catholic Seminary Africa Week in 1999 about that in Benin City. So it was, they told me to choose a title myself, so I chose Religion Commercialized, God Abused, Congregation Defrauded, unquote, by a high priest of African traditional religion. And Zik, 8 years to his death, said, unquote, prayers alone can no longer help us. We must examine other areas. What that intelligent man of Africa and the world was really saying is that if you kneel down and you start praying to God every day, it will not help you. You must go and look for other things to add. That means sacrifice, which is synonymous with every religion on earth. There is no religion on earth, whether Christianity, Islamism, African traditional, Buddhism, name it, they all do sacrifices in one way or the other. That is that. Then another area I would like us to examine in religion is that Nigerians, from top to bottom, are pretenders. They've used religion to ruin this country. They've used everything. In fact, corruption is the child of religion. Corruption is the child of religion. So if we are examining the politicians that they are corrupt, we must start from the church. That is why I say every day that churches in this country should be examined and registered and taxed, because they are the richest. They are even, African churches are even getting richer than the Vatican City. Sure. Then when a politician is looking for a position, he comes to us. After he wins, he goes to the church to do Thanksgiving and do what they call, what do they call it? So what I'm trying to say is, Nigeria, may God not allow it to be dead. The only way we can sanitize this country is to call the original religion. If you are taking which is African traditional religion, if you are taking up the office of presidency, don't swear on the Bible or Quran. You will, if you steal, it won't kill you. They will put Ogun on the table, put Shango there, put Oromila there, put Ovia there, put all the traditional things. Then you put Bible on this side, put Quran on it. Let him swear. If he takes one for in 3 days, it's gone. It's gone. Then it will pass from him. It's from generation to generation, a continuity. So, but we shy away from it. There is a country where a president didn't swear on the Bible that day. He swore on African religion, which means he wants to tell the truth. Go into the countries legal jurisprudence, you see my name. I swear on Ogun. When I get there, they will say, are you a Christian or a pagan? I will say, I'm none of those three. They will say, what are you now? I will say, I'm an African traditional religionist. Then the judge will say, haven't you met him? Let him swear, and then we continue. Then I will say, give me Ogun. I will say, I swear by Ogun to tell the truth. I will not tell a lie. I told the judge, the day you hear me say I want to swear on Bible or any other thing, you know I want to tell you a lie.
So basically, people fear the African traditional more than the Bible.
Oh, yes. So if you tell them swear on Ogun, we will say, I'm a Christian. So they are not Christians. They are looking for a route of escape. Well, coming back to your question, because I'm just giving an introductory view. African traditional religion is the religion of the Africans. Before the white man came into Africa, we've known God. Commander Cannon from Britain messed up by saying that there was no God here, that they tie a bottle of water to a tree and call it God. He lied, because everything about that expedition was nothing but lie. It was a place where truth was a crime. So, distinguished viewers, we, before the white men came, had our religion. The supreme God was worshipped in every part of Africa. The Edos call him Osalobua, Yorubas Olorun, Igbos Chuku, Hausas Allah, or Fulanis Allah. So in other parts of Africa. So it was not the white man who showed us who God is. But the problem now is there are many parts of the world. If care is not taken, I may join them, who do not believe that there is God. Let's forget the straightforward approach to it. Somebody consulted me from London this morning. Then I said, my God, this one happened to you, and you are still going to... He said, no, I don't go to church again. He said his mother was killed by his grandfather, and he boasted to them that he's the one who killed her. What did she do? He didn't see anything, because he took the plants and everything of her house. The one he in overseas was building, he took it, and then he started pursuing all of them. And I said, if what you are telling me is true, then we must search where God is, so that he will come and revenge for you. When tsunami took place, I can't remember, about 6-7 years ago.
Tsunami in Japan? In
Japan. One German woman who lost everybody, his father, his mother, all his children, her husband, the brother, the sister, became a lone figure on earth. When world press were facing her with cameras, they said, what do you have to say after suffering this calamity? He was looking at the eyes of the cameras. After some time, the two eyes were pouring out hot and bloody water. Then he asked, God, where are you? Everyone who ate the head of a tortoise started to cry. So that is the situation we are here. We are today. In the church, God is not there. So where do we look for him? And then the church are beating Esu in their churches, and Esu is still there. So religion, distinguished viewers, ladies and gentlemen, religion is the approach to looking for who created you, and then do him the proper worship, not where they call you and say, God is there, be eating grass. God is there, be doing this. So those ones are commercial.
We are also aware that many pastors of these days, or many churches of these days, also consult the traditional way.
Well, I don't want to lose, because I want money. I didn't know in time. I didn't know in time. I would have started in time. I was opening my mouth while saying this. But if not, if it were to be those days, I would talk to some politicians who came here to need, and I did it. They win. They go to church and be it. So I don't want to do that again. I close my mouth and say, give me money. He will give me money, because they are eating it. I don't want to steal, but I will work for it legally. Then that is that. They go everywhere, everywhere. One boy was writing to me in Sweden. The parents are somewhere that, you know, when the death is going to kill a dog, death will not smell to it. The boy is duping Benin and Nigerians in Sweden. I will soon, if he doesn't take time, I will soon publish his name. He said native doctors who sponsor people to Libya and everywhere. Are you sure you are not one? Then I wrote to him, I said, if I'm one of them, let God strike me with thunder. If I'm not, may your parents bury you, and it will happen to him. So that is the thing. So what I'm trying to say is, religion has spoiled the present world unless something is done. If you send your son, who is a Christian, and you are not a Christian, to somewhere, he will say, no, our pastor said we shouldn't do that. So that is no religion. He will say, pastor said that we shouldn't buy beer for anybody. So an elder sent you to go, and the pastor drinks in the secret. He said, the pastor said we shouldn't buy beer. Well, let's leave those religious politics.
All right,
yeah.
We have read many articles where you publicly admitted that you are a wizard. Is that true?
Well, it's not very true, because I said I am a witch either by implication or involvement. It's different from you are a witch or this. Because every human being is a witch. You are a witch, that is a witch. But the percentage of witchcraft in you is small. We are going to go into the specifics and the histology. When I said it that time, it was widely publicized because the witches were coming to Benin to hold a meeting. And it sparked controversy. I remember the civilian president, what was his name? No, civilian. Shagari. He asked her, they would say, the native doctor in Benin, what are you doing about it? So they sent 3 SSS, or what they called them then, to this place. Then I said, well, you don't argue for wrestling or hernia. If you say you don't have hernia, you remove your cloth. Then they see that you're a wrestler. You don't need to say I'm a wrestler with mouth. Then you remove your clothes that will disturb you, and then tell the man, let's wrestle. So I told them I will give you, what do you call it? If you want to go into the stadium, they are doing something, what the government gives to you. Huh?
Ticket.
What?
Ticket.
Not ticket. Permission to go in there is go there. As passive participants, we won't talk. I will give you a leaf and a feather to put in your mouth. When you are there, you won't talk. You will only be watching. Then you come and tell your gods or your bosses what you saw there. Then I said, but before you go, you will come. We give you water to purify you and to protect you so that you go and return and buy with you. Then I said, the man who sent you here now has been retired. They said, no. I said, he has been retired 3 days ago. Letter hasn't got to him. Maybe before you get there, now he will get his letter. They waved it with one hand like this. They said, anyway, when we get to our office, we will come back. We will get back to you. I said, when they got there, they were telling the man, this is what the man said. He said he must be a drunkard. Before they finished that meeting on me and the witches, a friend phoned him and said, you have a letter. They have retired you. Then the man was deflated. So he sent me 20,000. I think that was the year they started printing 20,000 into naira, 20 naira notes. Yeah. Very clean one. It was in a bundle of 20, 50, 200. So I was afraid to touch it. I thought it was marked. So I told them, put it on the floor there. They put it on the floor. After that, I told them to take it to market and buy things.
Yeah.
I didn't want to touch it with my fingers. Yeah. So that was how naive and native and with such superstitious credulity I was then. So whatever the case is, the meeting saw the ousting of Shagari. So that is that. There are many things around us, according to Kamaralai, which are incapable of explanation. So religion is not just something you carry about and then look for money. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be something that will neutralize heat in the body, heat in the soul. But it is no longer so. I told a pastor singing all sorts of slangs across this road one day. I said they should call him. He came. I said, my brother, if you are hungry and you don't want to go and do bricklaying or labourer work, let me teach you how to preach. I was a preacher for many years before I abandoned it.
Like a gospel preacher?
Not this type of gospel or whatever. I was a Christian, baptized and confirmed, baptized in Catholic Church. I remember Reverend Brother John from Uweli is late now. He was a catechist. When I got there, the catechism, they gave it to me 3 days ago. When I got there, I crammed everything. He said, no, Reverend Father, we can't baptize him. He crammed the thing, it's not in his body. So they sent me away. So the next time I went now, when they say, what is this? I will say, I will look up, look down, look, I say, then he said, you are still dramatizing, but we will baptize you, God will use you. So after I stayed 6 months there, I wasn't quite, I went to Protestantism, Anglican. I was there a very good preacher. The day the senior brother of the deputy governor to Ambrusali, what is that man's name now? The Urobo man. Akpore. The day the senior brother died, John Akpore, was my geography master at Agbede. I gave the burial sermon. Everybody, including my principal, OR, they were crying. So when we finished, he asked the wife, you think this boy will live long? He was asking him. Yeah. My last sermon was at Ogboman's church at Siloko side. Yeah. I spoke on, I think, Job chapter 3, verse 1. I'm not very sure. He said, for thou shalt reap the fruit of your labor. Ogboman burst into tears. All members of congregation, my senior brother, the same father, not the same mother, my eldest brother, my father's wife were members of the church. I just went to give a sermon. They were all crying. I said, the one you are shouting on God now, the God of those days was not a deaf. He doesn't hear when you use ordinary mouth unless you use loudspeaker and this. Who are you talking to? He said, worship me in the secret, I will reward you in the open public. Sense has eluded most of the churches today because they are looking for money. It's not supposed to be so. If I need 5,000 African worshippers here every day, I will get them.
Sure.
When the church invited us for a contest, then I started the Oracle of Religion. I said, because they will come here, they do all sorts of things, and one time they wanted to burn the place that I'm not converted, so I went to them. The day we went to pay, I still remember the young man, Lola Ekweku was the general manager of EBS. They refused to take our money. Then I told them that they shouldn't leave. The people I sent that I'm coming there to give a sermon. I sent to Oba Market, sent to everywhere. Before I got to EBS, almost 2,000 people were watching. Then Babangida phoned the military governor that if any religious problem sparks from there, you will not only be transferred, you will be severely dealt with. You better go and quell it now. So he told them to take money from. When I entered, oh God, it was that night we started there, and people were phoning in Oracle of Religion. They are saying silence is golden. Times come when it is no longer golden. That is the wife of Roland Reagan in her book, yes, My Turn to Talk.
Yes, sir.
My Turn. So,
And sir, you have traveled around the world, over 40 countries, I believe.
what is 40 countries? About 93 countries.
About 93 countries. And we found out that you have gained very prestigious award from various countries
Yes.
who appreciate your work.
Yeah.
Why is it that most of the awards you have gotten is from foreign countries? Does that mean that those people appreciate you more than our own?
Nigeria, when I go into any hall to lecture, like the last one I went to, I said I have only two enemies in the hall: the Christians and the modern hospitals. There was a year the medical association made a law that their members should not go on television with me when I and the owner of Azuwa Hospital, I think, is my very good, respected friend. So I said, when you are operated or explored to surgically, you become half a human being.
Sure.
He said he has operated. I said, you are half a human being. Then I said, I have a file with me here where they left surgical knife in the belly of a patient. So I brought it out. I said, so it was a very devastating blow on the medical association, and they said their members. So the medical students, everybody, students in university and many places, rioted that unless they start doing, they are not doing this, and so they retracted the letter or whatever. I said, if you don't talk with me, I don't lose anything. You are the one who lose, because I am disseminating knowledge. Then, to your question, these awards, Nigeria had tried 3 times to give me national award. The first one that came during Midwest asked me for 250,000. If you sell me, my mother and my father, we are not up to 250,000. So I told them I don't need it. I think it was 83 or not 83. The year Obasanjo gave to his cook, they also put my name. I think it was that year Soyinka also turned his own down. Then I said, Soyinka's own is different. They didn't ask him for money. They were asking me for money. Civil servants in Bender or Midwest or Bender. How much? He said 200 and something. I said, for what? I said, that is now, I said, my brothers, when you die, that money is not your own. Tell them I'm not going to pay that, and I don't need it. So at Fort Lauderdale, the key to the city of Fort Lauderdale is
that's in Florida.
Yeah, 24 karat gold. So I told, for the first time in history, they invited me to their county hall. Only one black man, Carlton Moore, was a member of the county. They were all whites. So when they got there, it was a surprising thing, because I went to lay a foundation of the 3rd African American Research Library and Cultural Center. I laid the foundation and also opened it after it was done. I had to go and talk at their county before it was approved, because it's in a black area. They didn't want, so I went there. I told them the gods of Africa will talk. These and ancestors will talk and revolt, and then your feet on the ground will be wiped out. So they now approved it. I don't hear what they are saying. Then I asked Samuel Morrison, what did they say? They've approved it. Surprise! I said, that's good. So they now gave me a key. So when they gave me the key, normally when they give you a key, they don't allow you to talk. But they said I should come and talk. Then I said, it's not your policy, it's not your tradition. I don't want to break. They say, we are the ones who say you should talk. So I went to the podium. I made sure I didn't speak for more than 3 minutes. It's not up to even. I said, I thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, politicians of this county. You have laminated your footprints on the sands of time. When an honor is given to you by a person without honor, it becomes a dishonor.
Sure.
When an honor is given to you by somebody with honor, it becomes an honor. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, and those watching me, I'm receiving the first honor today in my life from a foreign country, which means native doctors, they say, usually don't have respect in their home. I have there, but it's watered by corruption, so I didn't accept it. So unless one day when they come, they will say, hey, you are not paying anything, then I will accept it. I can't. If you buy an award, it's no longer an award. It's a course. It's a course. So I have so many. Then when the last one I got now is called Global, is it Miami Global Friendship Award? Very few people have got it all over the world. It's a crystal ball with a diamond, something in it. In the darkness, the diamond will illuminating your room. Yeah. If I can call somebody to bring 1 or 2 or 3 of them.
That'll be good.
Okay. Arevai. Ya bien, mi no robi table who la mele. Bien adele. Zage. Ave mi no table ọpin wa na be eyan ni ra re go. O ma en mi bana. Dr. Priscilla Lilo Ogunjo. Gele lu na gwe be so. Ke na gwe ke na magwe. So that is that. So let's continue.
All right, sir. Now, what role is African religion playing in the development of our society?
Yes.
Because you find out that in many schools today, they teach Christianity. But we are Africans. They tend to shy away the real African religion. What role? I personally believe that this place is supposed to be an art gallery.
Yeah.
This place, the things we have here should be taught in school. What role, you as our daddy, as our high priest, what drive have you taken to implement African religion in classrooms?
Thank you very much. When a poor man says anything in a public gathering, let's leave that till tomorrow. Tomorrow, a rich man will say, we should do something. That a poor man said this, they hushed him down. Who? Like all the governors are Christians and Muslims. All the presidents are Christians and Muslims. If they say teach African traditional religion in schools, then they will say people will be calling them pagans or whatever name they have given, forgetting that paganism is a relative word. You all that are Christians that are in my center now, you are all pagans because you do not believe in what I believe in. If what we call Aswa in Benin pushes me to a church and I'm there, I'm a pagan because I do not believe in their ideology. So what I'm trying to say is, there was a man who was leaping and going to so he said it is problem or whatever that he would drive him from the house of Chief Ekmenede because he was excommunicated for so many reasons by the Oba of Benin. So it's a long story, I can't tell that one. So what I'm trying to say is, one day this country will be taught a lesson by God and our ancestors. We've learned a lot of lessons, but it's not enough, that is why. If it's not teaching schools, there will always be crime. That's number one. Recently, they just woke up in the morning and said, religion, history should be removed. It's something beyond madness. If you do not want children to know their past, then you are making them hardened criminals because they do not know how their ancestors operated. How a human being, if you are talking about God, you are talking history, which means all those ones will be wiped out of existence.
Sure.
Anything that is not Christianity or Islamism in this country has no base. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Most traditional kings or whatever abdicate thrones to become Christians.
Sure.
I saw one Oba recently, about 2 weeks ago, I think in the Yoruba land. All the things concerning his ancestors, I said they should come and pack them away that he's now a born again. the day somebody close to me will say that, I will tell them to send him to a psychiatric hospital for mental examination. Worry, I raise my buttocks for them. When the Otuwase or whatever he is called became a problem to them as far as religion is concerned, they stood their ground and said, you must worship our ancestors, and if not, you should abdicate. That is how men should behave. And then the ancestors will bless them. May the ancestors bless them. If I am in a village and my village head said he is going to leave the religion of our people for something, I will either leave that village or I tell them to kill him. Oba Atokpe, when the present Oba came to the throne, he sanitized many aspects. I told his father one day, I said, very soon I will be the only person who is not a Christian in this kingdom. Then he asked me, he said, am I a Christian too? He never asked me again. And I said, Your Majesty, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people sitting on your right and left. I said, I said, you are a Christian. You have one hand inside pocket, the other. I said, you are a Christian. So the day Chief Aswen, a few months to his death, was one of my godfathers, the senior son, very close to me, Dr. Aswen. When they were taking him to the church to be baptized at St. Joseph's, he said, I must be there as a witness. Then I said, I'm not a Christian, Papa. I'm not. He said, no, you must be there to say they carry me to church. Then I said, okay. The previous night was Igwe. Who was to give the sermon, or gave the sermon. He gave it. Then I deliberately went late in the way I'm dressing now, with a big fan and about 14 of my friends, traditional worshippers, went with me. He was already giving the sermon. Then when he saw me, he said, well, let me recognize my good and great friend, High Priest Ebohon. He said, yesterday night you all rubbed blood on your forehead, washed it off, and then came to the church this morning to take communion. There he is. He never wavers. He's an African traditional religionist. They all came back to look like, they said, this man come to church today, this man come to church today. So then the old man was panicking that I didn't come. When he just heard my name mentioned, he looked back. He used hand to touch the ground and touch it. He said, so I went straight there. I would never sit with him again. Then he said, I thought you won't come. I have not been here. I'm now here. He said, so what I'm trying to say is, as long as the people of this country refuse to recognize African traditional religion, their problems will daily begin to compound. When problem in South Africa was becoming an insoluble riddle, Obasanjo told them that we should use black power. And we did, and then the clerk's government collapsed. The apartheid here, where a man was chained, collapsed. Is there. I didn't repair it. When I have money, I will come and put it on a high pedestal, so that I will always use it to tell the truth. So there are, if you put articles of trade on my frontage there, we always put small element of African traditional religion. When they are passing, they won't even look there, not to talk of buying. If they want to buy, if it holds their throat, they will look at the amount. If it is 300 naira. So what it will teach are a lot. It will teach sanity in our people, including our children, to know that the fear of God is the greatest asset of wisdom, one. Two, it tells us that we should always do good. Three, all the 10 commandments of the Bible are in African traditional religion, and we obey them with such sacrosanct alacrity, because we know that any aspect of it we violate means something we cannot handle.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Sir, as a young person, I'm also aware that many years ago, Benin Kingdom was invaded, and many of our artifacts were taken to foreign countries.
Yeah.
Some are still in the British Museum.
Yeah.
Do you think that those artifacts who are held hostage contribute to all the negative effects we have in our community?
Yes, you are. I'm very happy. It's the first time that question is being asked, although they ask it from different angles. When the first, in about some years ago, I said all those works in captivity will be brought here before 2058. Before then, no one had been returned. Then I said, I may not be alive at that time, but those who see the last ones coming will say, Ebohon, as a can panobo, or really my where I have the mina here with it. And it's in my film documentary of Moram and Nogbasi that they will all be brought with all the relevant quotations. So it contributes more than 70% of our problems, especially in Benin Kingdom, because one time the request for them was very high. Some of our people were bribed, and then they said they can be there, but it is at the end to go free with the dog is stole from his court. Okay, so that is that. But those who did it already have their problems, and they will continue to have it because they are keeping our ancestors in captivity. Then I told the white man, I said, never again. They took over 8,300 artifacts, but they reported only 5,000. Cooks, girlfriends, this one, that one, they all have shares. If you count those ones they have in museums today, whether private or this, they are 8,300, but only 5,000 were reported. Even the what do you call weapons of war, they reported a few that they brought. They brought so many, it's in my film, and then they use it to destroy the city, rape our women. The men were raped by the women members in the something, and so on and so forth. So it will remain a permanent stigma on the part of Britain unless they return them. Some good parliamentarians in Britain are fighting tooth and nail to see that they are returned. They are collecting. There is a woman, the name just escaped me. She has been fighting hard to make sure they come.
Sir.
And some have been returned. Yes.
Okay, some have been returned.
Some have been
Is
returned,
it the duties of the parliamentarian in UK to fight on our behalf, or we are supposed to fight to retrieve our property?
You see, when Wole Soyinka came here a few days ago, he was sent by the British Broadcasting Corporation to come and compare a program on me on youth and drugs. In my visitor's book, he wrote, unquote, I wonder how a person like you can stay in a country like this where truth is a crime, unquote. Then I said, well, it is what the body sees that it resists. We're already in it. But one day, a Daniel will come to judgment. Amen. When things that are not supposed to happen are happening. They are already happening. A lot of things where human beings now eat human beings. Where I remember a woman was impregnated by her pastor. Then she and the pastor went and burned her husband alive. Yes. It happened here. It was in news and so on and so forth. So one day, some people came here to tell me that 3 bricklayers went to work somewhere. I would have mentioned their names are off my, but the police will know, hospital will know, because one went to hospital, some went to police. 3 people went to take them from the garage to come and work for them. When they were going on Ipobahi, they blindfolded them and took them to a place Whether it was on that Ipoba Hill or they drove to another direction, they don't know. When they had entered a Pentecostal church premises, they opened their eyes after locking the gates, high walls. Then they took them inside the church and saw they said they should dig a grave on the altar, which they did. They were afraid they were going to be killed, so they were doing it with permanent attention because they were afraid. So after digging, then they say, wait. They went in and brought a beautiful girl naked. They blindfolded her, tied her hands behind her, and then they said, put her in that grave. They quickly put her. They say, close it. After closing, they say, cement it. They cement it. They blindfolded them again and take them back and open their eyes and say, go in the night. Then one of them got to me, say, take him to the hospital, take him to the hospital. What he saw is not. The other one said, take him to the police. They narrated. But there was nowhere they could take police or hospital to because they were blindfolded.
Sure.
So what I'm trying to say is a lot of things are happening and sorry, dear. I hope you didn't put Latiava there. He doesn't have any sense in himself. He cannot know him.
It's all right.
So, so that is,
all right. All right, for those of you watching from around the world, I think that we should take some questions directly from you. We're just going to be taking about 4 or 5 questions, and that will be it. But before that, let's see the award you're talking about.
Yeah, this is a Global Friendship Award.
Global Friendship. And you got this in Miami?
Yes, from Miami. It has a diamond chip somewhere there.
Okay.
The Chamber of Commerce that gave it to me. This is a gold, that's from Fort Lauderdale.
City of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Gave you this.
Yeah.
The key to the city.
Yeah, of Fort Lauderdale.
Very nice.
And this is Broward County, one of the biggest and richest counties in Miami. And this is a Christian state medal of glory. It belongs to a state. I should be putting it on the neck.
African
when
Museum.
I get to anywhere and they are putting gallons and I do like that. I say I don't need it. So that is that. So
well, like you rightfully said, sir, many kings are not appreciated in their home. We want you to know that we love you so much and we appreciate you.
Thank you so
We
much.
want you to continue to do what you do.
Yeah.
I personally believe in African religion, because I believe that when a young person is born, they tend to follow what they met their parents practicing.
Yeah.
So at what point do a child now grow up and say, you know what, I need to find myself? So those are some of the things that I try to encourage people around me to always find themselves. There's a God. But like you said, that belief that you have to be able to find your own God, your faith, your belief is your God. You understand? So we are going to open the phone lines. If you are watching this from any part of the world, Dion Osage TV, we want to be able to talk to our people and find solutions to many of our problems, okay? If you are watching this, the phone number to call if you have any question, 0909 4555 777. 0909 455 The number is pinned on this video. So if you can just call, ask your question, just 2 minutes question, and all right, so you have a call. You just say your name and where you're calling from. All right, this is Dion Osage.
Hello?
Yeah, this is Dion Osage.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Yes. Yes, my name is Barrister Ferdinand Lucas.
Barrister, good morning, good afternoon. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Benin here from the city of Precisely.
From Isio. Well done. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Benin.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. His Highness, it's my pleasure talking on this program, Mr. Ebohon.
Well done. Do you have any question? Hello, sir.
Yes, my question is this. Yes.
Go ahead.
Mr. Ebohon talk about the African culture, Africanism helping South Africa when they were having problems.
Right.
And I think what is the African traditionally doing about cultism and kidnapping in the district? We need to be African seriously.
All right. I'm sure you addressed that.
Yeah.
If I hear what you said.
Yes.
Is the African religion about cultism, or is that what you said, right?
No, that's not my question.
Go ahead again.
No.
You mean what African traditional religion can do about cultism, kidnapping, and so on and so forth?
Yes, in those states, yes. What are you supposed to help us? That's what we want.
Yes. Thank you very much. There are a lot to be done. One day, a boy traveled with me from Ireland to Lagos, and we traveled to Benin together. 2 days' time, his senior brother was kidnapped, and he came here. Then I said, where is the man's wife? Although it's your blood relation, I don't think you have the local standee, and you are not the one to pay me. So they called the wife. He said, it's a Christian, she's not coming. Then the first son came by the woman. As we were doing it, 4 people who came. One of them went to the toilet. By the time he returned, somebody phoned in and said, you think Ebohon will remove this man from us? You think he's going to remove him? Then I said, tell him, yes, I'll be able to do it. Which means one of them who came was part of the people. So then I said, they don't have 5 million, I beg you, in the name of Osanobua, Ihenui, and the Enikau. Take 100,000 from them. They said, Awawa is forbidden. The least we will take is 3.5. I pleaded with them, I prayed for them. Then they said, okay, pay 1 million. I said, we don't have 1 million. The son is a student, this. So they said, what of his hotel? I said, he has not been operating it for some time because he wasn't well. Whatever the case is, they said, we are going to give him 4 dirty hot slaps. Then you bring the 100,000. Then we just go. They say, and then I said, go and pick him at somewhere. So they went there, they saw the man and brought it. They did kill him. And then after paying the 300,000. Well, there are a lot of things. They say, they know where or what is your own in this matter. The judge will say, face the wall there. Unless the kingdom, the Oba is doing a lot, people need to go and tell him that such a thing and such a thing and such a thing should be done. One time, one girl, Betty Rahon, who is now the director of culture or whatever, wrote a letter to the palace and said, the roasting of yam on the roadside is not good. It's my goddaughter. He said it's an Ogun food. The more they do it, the more accidents. Then the Oba told them to stop, and the accident reduced. One time, vehicles were falling into the Agan River, the first river when you leave Oluku. Then I told them to go and do something like this. They didn't. I told the Oba, and they went to do something. For many years, no vehicle had fallen into that river. What is it? In Lagos, Bar Beach. I told them what to be done. If not, in 11 years, the whole Victoria Island will sink. Then some people phoned me that they are going to do it out of humanitarian something that they won't do. They are Christians. One time it almost sank, but go on.
Is that right? All right. So I hope. So basically, you are saying that
there are things
that can be done.
Yes.
To stop it.
Yes.
All right, Barrister. Nice talking to you. We'll take another call. All right, Dion Osage.
Hello?
This is Dion Osage.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm so happy to join the program. I'm watching live right now. Papa, I'm so happy.
Where are you calling from?
watching you live and understand our roots, where we come from. The main motive of all blacks all over the planet. Don't know where we come from. My question, I'm calling from Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah. So I'm asking now, due to Nigerian program, is there anything our traditional law can do with the corruption that is affecting Nigeria?
All right.
Because the problem is so worse that the corruption is really eating Nigeria, and they keep spoiling the future of the youth, and they keep destroying everything. They keep looting. I believe so much in tradition. Is there anything tradition can do to stop this?
Yes, thank you very much.
Sir.
May God and ancestors continue to protect you. The leg with which you went to Malaysia will be the one to come from your box. Your coffin won't come from there. Yeah, there are a lot of things we can do. President Nkrumah of Ghana in 1960 said, unquote, if your country and mine could but come together on the sermon of Christ on Mount Sinai, our problems will be solved. What was the sermon? Say, love love your neighbor as yourself. So that one is absent from Nigeria today. Then number two, pretense. If they have what they call denominational worship every year at the palace because they want to go and exhibit the new clothes they bought. If Christianity, Islamism, and the African traditional religion can go to a table and say, what do we do to this? There are so many solutions. But they will say, I'm not a Christian. Whereas in the night, they do it. You see that our problems, only God will save us. Those that would have been able to do it, they have a knife that is not sharp. And so they cannot cut meat for anybody. If the government can say, come, you people take this money. Those that will go are those sycophants. They don't know anything in traditional medicine. They will go and take money from the government, share it to buy cars. I don't do that because you do not advertise traditional medicine and you do not advertise traditional religion. So there are a lot of things. If one good Samaritan among them will say, let's do this thing. I'm thinking of what to do in America now to stop incessant bushfire. Fire never ignites inside water. Then secondly, the wind, what do they call it, hurricane that blasts parts of America every year, they can be done. So Christianity and whatever are also there, but we are looking for ways of reducing this because the world is in problem today. So I pray that all the traditional rulers in Africa and in Nigeria should come together to solve Nigeria's problem. Our problem is not an insoluble one. So that is that.
All right. All right. Thanks for your call, man. I appreciate you. All right.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right. All right. This is Dion Osage. Hello. Hello. So many calls coming in. All right. So I hope you enjoyed the program. We're gonna log out very soon. This is Dion Osage.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Dion Osage. What's your name? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, what's it? Well done. Where are you calling from? Hello, Dion Osage.
Hello.
Yeah, where are you calling from? What's your name?
I'm Teddy Obamedo, calling from France.
Obamedo Teddy. Well done. Please, what's your question?
I just want to thank Christopher for all doing.
Thank you.
I just want to thank Mr. for all you have been doing for Edo people.
Thank you.
And I want to ask this question that for this what can the traditional traditionally do about this diseases like AIDS, like that?
About diseases. What can the traditional do about diseases like AIDS?
Yeah.
They said it is the sickness you have not seen before that the medicine is.
And there are things around this, diseases around, going around.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wait for the reply. But go ahead.
Before the white man came, there was diabetes, but not as chronic as it is now. They will say, go and urinate outside. If flies are perching in, then they know there's too much sugar in your body. Then there were treatments. They can use bitter leaf and osu leaves. They merge them together and drink them 4 or 5 times. It's gone. But now it protects because they eat, they take tea and sugar. They take all sweet things. I remember the CEO of Coca-Cola said on the television not quite long ago that every bottle of Coca-Cola contains 20 cubes of sugar. So if you take 5 a day, you know that it's a killer disease. So there are medications for it, expensive, because things are very expensive. Traditional medication. So that is that. So if you consult and ask, we tell you what to do.
All right.
Yes.
So by the time we end the program, we're going to drop a number for all consultation. Then you can keep watching. Thank you for your call.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So you will tell them that in the next program we will talk about witchcraft. Because there's no time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So for those of you watching, on our next program, we're going to talk about witchcraft. We're just going to take this last call because Daddy have a lot of visitors today. A partner, that is a partner, your daughter just came in from Australia.
Australia. Sydney.
Hello, Dionosage. Just taking one last call and we're going, all right? Dionosage.
Hello?
Yeah, this is Dionosage. Go ahead.
One last call. Hello?
I can hear you. Hello, Dionosage. Because are jamming. All right, one last call. Hello, Dionosage.
Hello?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah. Good afternoon. I'm so happy the line went through.
Yeah, what's your name?
Good afternoon. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good afternoon. What's your name, please?
Good afternoon. My name is Ebohon. I'm calling from Lagos.
I'm also from Lagos. How are you? Please go ahead.
Domosa.
Yeah.
Okay. The major issue is that I feel so bad about the criminal rate in Benin.
The criminal rates, okay.
Yeah, the criminal rate in Benin.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, is there anything they can do? Like those, like of my grandma. My grandma will tell you that sometimes when a particular issue is too much, there's what they call akase.
Akase, okay.
Yes, the Oba can do an akase.
Okay.
To stop a lot of things in it, like the criminal rate. It's getting too much, and a lot of people find it difficult to come home.
Yes.
Are you getting?
It's true.
So sad. Benin is a lovely place to come home, but when you are sad, you don't know what to do. To come home, you'll be scared. It's not nice.
Yes. But
I want the part to deliberate, talk about it, the solution, please.
Okay, but Daddy already answered that question previously.
I'm afraid to come home.
Yeah. Daddy just answered that question not long ago.
Let me just quickly.
Yeah, I was not around.
Okay, go ahead. Just listen up.
Yes. Yeah, there are many
so
things
please.
to be done. I remember a boy was coming from overseas. He stayed in Lagos and sent money to his family to come and meet him there. He was afraid to come to Benin because one of his friends came to Benin. His blood brother of the same father and mother.
Okay, I will listen now. If there's an akase, they should do it.
Well, akases are there, not by me alone, by many people. But there are so many constraints. The Oba is trying his best, but we are not trying our best because all fingers are not the same. The World Council for Indigenous Religion is trying to prepare an akase now, and a proper akase will cost us almost ₦1 million. None of them has up to $500,000. I talking to you, I'm not, although I have a lot of work, they will say, oh, this is a very wealthy man. I'm not a politician, I don't have plenty of money, but it will take us some time to do. I have one, I sold it when I was burying my mother for $3 million. I will do another one. So there was a tree in front of my house here. The owners of the farm said I shouldn't break it, that their father made farm there. I said, okay. So I brought out my akas or equai from the car. I used it to cause the tree. Before I left my house here for Dumais Road, I was still building. The leaves were dropping, so they quickly ran to meet me at home and said I should recuse the woman. May her soul rest in peace. It wasn't that killed her. It still stayed up to 20 years before she died, about 2 years ago. So we have to neutralize. There are hassle, but a praying mantis in the market now is 800 naira. A butterfly is 1,001 or 1,002. Frog is about 600 naira in the market. So there are a lot of things involved. Those that will be able to do it are Christians and other religion are in other religions. So, but God and the ancestors will come to our aid. Those who parabolate or brand themselves and go everywhere in the town that they are native doctors, they are herbalists, they will wear all sorts of things on their body. They are not. Like you have fakes in Christianity and other religions, so you have fakes in our own. So that is that. So,
All right.
well,
All right, so you have heard from our Chief High Priest, Ebohon. We thank you so much for joining our very first program at the Onosage TV. We believe that we can use our platform to inspire people to learn more, to love more, to be the change they wish to see. So, Daddy, I think it's proper for you just to say a short prayer. We have over 1,000 persons watching us from around the world. So I think it's proper for you to say a short prayer for every one of us.
I will crave your indulgence, although in 1933, when Oba Kenzwa II was rebuilding the Awosa Church, Christians in his kingdom and other religions in his kingdom were writing all sorts of nonsenses on the newspapers that he is trying to immortalize paganism. He did not say a word until he finished it. When he finished, sing songs of praise to him. I'm not quoting him right, but those are the things he said. According to Benin custom, I will sing songs of praise to him according to Benin manner or whatever, unless I'm told that God does not understand the Benin language. So, distinguished viewers, I'm going to say my prayer in Benin or Edo language. O sano buano wodua, udazi akpama enikao. Why are they a money? A mahano ida he emeni matana ke no ma die ho ke no we ye sosi wagie hiarama emi ke ni ariri oboy wa ge mani ya wala wo wagi ato wagi aye to neku ya ri emi ebire do ye to neku ye emi ga wa iya dia wo iranira iya dia wo ye ni ye owi ari ahunfua ni rewe boniro wa o umame e o so abo abenika o kebe ihe nu iga ya wuwa omo wa me emi kemi nu wa me iya ya amanu wa iya be di amokan gbo wa we omo no ma mu igbagbon ni are no wa zo kia zo wa kia to wa kia ari emi e mo be do ere le ma rore ke no yema ke no ma yema no agbima ho wa re e ni ma na ya kele mi gun be he e ma no o wen wa ya ri he ke nu wa ya wa be ya ri o wa e ru wa be wa he na be bu wa ihe oge e wa no give a diari oba na be do atobo ba no pe oba ni e na gbon ma egbe eri kin orin do edo ri kin orin o sano ba no do so fu be ye oto nego be no wa ma kan na no ma fo eri ga ma no ga ma ne e ka me ni rio e give do yo wa ga ma ma ta ma ya kan ta mo ba ma ri temine o ma ke ma ni ma ra mo pe o ne gwa lo so ba na jo ni sunu agunwa be ni ri na dem wa ye kin obi oba wa ye kin obi edo eri o be ye ni ma ya ni dai ho oba atope na ma na re ni ka o
what's it, Daddy? Yes, I really appreciate your time. I'm sure that we have inspired a lot of people, and a lot of persons are asking us for the consultation number.
Okay. And they can you give them 00
for the number you guys are reaching out for.
080
911
11 897.
897.
911 is the year America was born.
Yeah, 9/11.
Then 11/11 is my birthday.
Wow.
And 1897 is the year of when I was deported to Calabar. It's a historical number. Coin.
Yeah, 080 911 897.
Yes.
All right. And that's that. Thank you so much, Genosage TV. We're going to walk around a little bit. We'll show you guys some artifacts. Don't worry about it. You're going to be receiving a lot of calls. Okay. Just receive it. I'll be WhatsApp on Hamas. So that number is also on WhatsApp. You know, Daddy is a very busy man. In case you can't reach him directly, just send a WhatsApp number. Okay. Come on, pack this thing. Yes, so please take us a photo with Daddy.
Plaza.
Okay,
you come with foundation of the tours and children. And I do go cinema. They're very youth.
Oh, side bubble.
All right, let me just show you guys around. Who's that? Now you know these things, huh? All right, this is Ogun.
This is Esu.
This is Esu.
Not Kangele.
Okay, this is Esun.
Esun
Esun is Satan. And Satan was also a son of Jesus Christ, the first son of Jesus Christ.
Lucifer.
African religion. See this?
Oh no. These are one. Who's this? Eh? And equal. I don't know, no crossing now.
This is Ebohon.
No. A lot of things you can discuss with the white men. And a lot of things can be done with it. Very expensive. So every family in Kingdom like this has one.
All right. I hope you enjoyed the show. Interviewing very, very prestigious and elites from our country. I'm going to show you an interview we recently did with Obasanjo, and we'll go from there. We're gonna. No, so that you can give for consulting. No, that no time is very important. So we have to know that if they are consulting you, they have to, because daddy need to take off the stomach. Exactly. So there must be a consultation fee.